Good evening, and welcome to the May 10th meeting of the Glendale Commission on the Status of Women. Ms. Baboumian, may we have roll call, please?
Certainly. Commissioner Donnellian? Commissioner Garsavanian?
Here.
Commissioner Peck? Commissioner Pillsbury?
Here.
Commissioner Toshjan? Commissioner Walker? Chair Devine?
Here. And I'd like to let the public know that tonight our attorney, city attorney Lucy Varpetian is away, and so we have Mike Garcia here from the city attorney's office. Thank you for being here, Mike. Next item, Christine.
At 1A is the report regarding the posting of the agenda. The agenda for the May 10, 2000 meeting was posted on the bulletin board outside of City Hall on or before May 7th, 2010.
Thank you. Next item.
At 2, introductions and presentations, we have Chris Carson from the Women League of Voters to talk to us about women's leadership.
Okay, to remind the audience, welcome, Chris. The audience, this is Women and Politics Month in our Year of the Volunteer, and Chris is here to talk about the League of Women Voters and how we can all help them.
Thank you. I am the co-president of the League of Women Voters of Glendale Burbank, and I'm very pleased to have been asked to be a part of tonight's presentation. The League of Women Voters, despite its name, is open to all citizens of voting age, both men and women, and we welcome all others to the League with associate membership. Women and men volunteer to improve the lives of their communities for many reasons. League members step forward because they are concerned about their government, what it does, who it helps, who is included in decision-making, who isn't. They study and discuss public policy issues that impacts everyone's lives. And motivated by a real desire to educate and empower other members of our community, we give our time and talent to activities that do just these things. What kinds of activities? We register voters, all voters, not just those belonging to a particular political party. We speak to community groups about propositions on the ballot, giving clear and concise explanations of the complex issues. We work especially with high school classes, registering young voters and helping them to learn about their government. We hold public forums to give citizens a better understanding of the problems they will be voting on. Just this year, the League held forums in Burbank and Glendale on the financing of public education. We've held forums on campaign finance issues, open government, sustainability, the Patriot Act, a community college bond, and the Americana at Brand project. At these forums, residents of our community have the opportunity to get in-depth information from experts. And we present candidates forums for city, Board of Education, state legislature, and Congress. Indeed, many people know us primarily for this activity. At our forums, all candidates get an equal opportunity to present their views in a calm, objective atmosphere. Over and over again, we hear from citizens that they don't make up their minds who to vote for until they've seen the League forum. We're also a part of the Smart Voter Project, a League-sponsored website that gives voters a comprehensive Internet tool to find answers to everything related to elections. Whether you want to know what your ballot looks like, where your polling place might be, who's running for the Superior Court, or how much money has been contributed to a ballot measure, you can find it on Smart Voter, and our volunteers are part of that vast information gathering network. And if you're looking for more basic information about public policy issues that impact our communities, you can visit the League website, cavotes.org. And again, volunteers in the League in our community provide some of that content. We also advocate for good public policy. After educating ourselves on specific issues, we just don't sit around thinking about how it would be nice to improve our community. We get out and work for real change. Just a few examples: we successfully advocated for green building standards for Glendale Community College, campaign contribution limits for the City of Glendale, and lowering the number of signatures needed to run for public office, a major step for Glendale. And of course, we supported the establishment of the Commission on the Status of Women. So whether a League member has a lot of time or just 2 hours a month, there's always something we can do to bring important information to voters or work for changes to make our community a better place to live. Check us out at lwvglendaleburbank.org. And since the primary election is only a few weeks away, I'll have to say, find out everything you need to know to be an informed voter at smartvoter.org and cavotes.org. Thank you.
Great. And that election's on June the 8th.
Yes.
Right? Okay, let's open this to the commission and see if they have any questions for you. Commissioner Pillsbury, Vice Chair.
So if somebody would like to volunteer to help voter registration or would like to help in some other way, they would get in touch with you, or how would they go about?
You would get in touch with us. Just lwvglendaleburbank.org. That's the easiest way is to contact us through our website.
Is there a phone number or not? You prefer the website?
I prefer the website. I can't remember the number half the time, and it really is faster.
Okay.
We're pretty e-connected, and you're bound to get an answer to an email very quickly.
And how much of a commitment would somebody have to make?
Well, we invite you to join the league.
Yeah.
Once you've joined the league, that's a matter of what your schedule is.
Okay.
As I say, some members join for the information. Some members are only able to give us an hour and a half at a candidate's forum on an evening. Some people can give us 2 hours to register voters at DreamWorks. And some members are very passionate about an issue, a local issue, and so they give their time in doing the background work for advocacy. It all depends on the time you have and what you're interested in.
So it's a great flexible opportunity.
Oh, yes, yes. There is no set commitment the way there is with a lot of organizations.
Anyone else have a question?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Now, you were telling me one more question. We have been, in the past, partners with the League of Women Voters, with your forums and through our city clerk. And there is an opportunity coming up, I understand, possibly in the future.
Possibly. If there is a parcel tax on the ballot for Glendale, the League will offer to present a forum on the measure. Giving as we always do, giving the background, the fiscal impacts, and speakers on both sides of the issue, so that people have an opportunity and questions answered, so they have an opportunity to get good information and make up their minds.
So you will keep us posted
Yes.
on that. And I have to concur with you, your debate is one of the best in the city for the candidates. So thank you very much for all that you do. And anyone that's watching can join
Anyone
League of
can,
Women
yes.
Voters,
Yes.
and it includes a newsletter and information on all sorts of political events that are
Right.
happening.
At all levels of government.
At all
So you have a chance to make a real difference not only in your local community, but at the regional and state and national level as well.
One,
Vice Chair?
the Democrats, Republicans, it's a mixed group. Everybody is.
Everybody
part of-
is. We don't really discuss what your voter registration is. I've worked with people for 25 years, and I couldn't tell you what very close friends in the league, I couldn't tell you what their party affiliation is, because we don't talk about it. Some people are interested in advocacy. Some people are really passionate about voter service. It just depends on what you're interested in.
So this is a different kind of political experience.
Yes, it is really, we are truly nonpartisan. We work with all parties because we want to achieve lasting change. And we work with representative government. You have to work through the political process, achieve consensus, bipartisan agreement to make a lasting contribution. And that's why our motto is civil discourse. We don't go in for attacks and personalities because we're focusing on good public policy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I encourage women that are watching, if you're not a member of the League of Women Voters, to go to that website and investigate. Thank you.
Men, too.
Men, too. Oh, men and women. Sorry. Oh, righto. Thank you. Men and women,
I
please.
have to tell you, the president of the Los Angeles League, which is one of the biggest leagues in the country, is a man.
Okay,
We don't discriminate against anybody.
good for you. And neither do we.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Chris, very much. Thank you. Next item, please, Ms. Babumian.
At 3 is oral comment. Discussion is limited to items not a part of this agenda. Time is limited to an amount to be set by the chair. The commission may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or discussion. Staff may refer the matter to the proper department for investigation and report.
And I have no cards, so we'll move on to the next item.
At 4 consent items, A is approval of the minutes of the regular commission meeting held on April 12, 2010.
Thank you. Are there any corrections to the minutes that were presented? If there are no corrections, then do I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
I move that we accept the minutes as presented.
And a second?
Seconded.
And a unanimous? It is unanimous consent. Thank you. Next item, please.
At 5, business agenda action items is Commission on the Status of Women Master Calendar of Events of 2010, and at 8 is a motion to provide direction regarding this calendar.
Okay. Are there any additions or corrections to the calendar? I think it looks good. So do I have a motion to accept the calendar as presented? Second?
I
second. Second? And unanimous consent? Yes. And let's make note, please, that ex officio Donnellian has arrived, so she's here. Thank you. Okay, next item, please.
At 2 is an update on the 2010 Jewels of Glendale event, and at 8 is a motion providing direction regarding the Jewels event.
Okay.
Would you like a brief report, Chair
Please,
Devine?
Ms. Blumian.
The 6th Annual Jewels of Glendale Awards Luncheon, which is the major fundraising event of the Commission, is this week, Thursday, May 13th, from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Embassy Suites Hotel in Glendale. From 11 a.m. to noon, guests will have the opportunity to visit the nonprofit organizations at the event and participate in the silent auction. At noon, lunch will be served and the award ceremony will begin. Tickets were sold for $60 each and student tickets for $30. To date, the Commission has received over $20,615 in sponsorships, advertisement, and ticket sales. Since the report that's before you was posted, that amount has increased to over $22,000. And the sponsors for this year's Jewels event include Glendale Adventist Medical Center, Glendale Management Association, Glendale Water and Power, Path Achieve Glendale, Acura of Glendale, Elizabeth Manasarian, Glendale Memorial Hospital and Health Center, Linda Goodman Pillsbury, and Massage Envy Glendale. Staff respectfully seeks Commission direction with regards to any further activities of the 2010 Jewels of Glendale event.
Thank you, Ms. Babumian. I will pass this one to Vice Chair Pillsbury. She's the chair of the event, and ask if she has a report or any information that you'd like to share with the audience.
Well, we're very excited that a lot of people are coming to the event. One of the things that was mentioned in the past that I want to bring up to everybody who is coming is that we are accepting donations of canned goods. So when you come to the event, bring a can of something from your pantry. All of the food is going to be donated to the Salvation Army Food Bank, and those of you who have been watching our meetings know how much good work the Salvation Army does around the community. We have another report on a Girl Scout troop.
Yes,
Commissioner?
yes, thank you.
Costian?
Thank you. I was informed that with the help of Ariane and one of the age of you again. I'm sorry.
I'll have to start again, I
Okay.
think.
All right, it's fine. I'll start over.
Commissioner Tost.
Thank you. I apologize. I was informed by Ms. Babunian that the AGBU Girl Scouts Committee, who I believe it's located in the Glendale, Pasadena area, donated at least 100 canned foods to the Salvation Army, and that I'd like to mention two individuals, Alenia Terian and her daughter, Lorenetarian. Apparently, they made a great effort and contributed, along with the HBU Girl Scouts, these 100 canned food items. Excellent job, girls. Hope to have you participate next year also. Thank you.
And maybe some of the Girl Scouts would like to sign up for Camp Rosie, which is next on the agenda. Are there any other questions about the event? Everybody set to go?
Well, I'd like to thank the sponsors, which Ms. Baboumian named. I appreciate, we all appreciate their support, and all of those that have contributed to our silent auction. Those of you that are coming, don't forget to bring your checkbooks, because we have some very nice silent auction items. And again, I want to thank all of those in the community that are supporting this event, because after all, it is our major fundraiser. It is the only way that we can carry on the programs that we have, and we appreciate everything, even the small donations, the donations that were sent just as donations, not for a ticket, just people that got invitations and said, I can't come, but I would like to donate, and we appreciate those so much. You will help a student or a volunteer come to the luncheon, help out, and perhaps learn from the motivating women that are receiving our awards. And again, I'd like to announce that the awardees are Melina Thorpe, a breast cancer survivor. People help me. Lisa Babari, an immigrant who went through abuse in her marriage and has come through that with a business of her own. We have Deborah Collins, who is a Path Achieved graduate and success story, who has overcome abuse, drugs, alcohol, and homelessness to become a speaker and a writer, a fabulous woman. And of course, last but not least, Camille Levy, who went through abuse at home, not from her father, but from her mother, and you will hear her story on Thursday, and is now the executive director of Glendale Healthy Kids and doing a wonderful job in our city. And besides those four, we are giving our first scholarship to a young woman for volunteerism in our community, and she will be a pre-med student in September at the college of her choice. And also we're going to be honoring Genevieve Sultanfuss, who is a volunteer from our community for many, many years, and she's going to turn 100 this year, and we're going to celebrate her life as well. So I hope that those of you that have not gotten a ticket will come down to City Hall and perhaps bring your money or send it in right away, because time is running out. So thank you, and hope to see a lot of you there.
Wait, we need clarification from staff on the timing issue, if there's anybody who does want to come.
For those who would like to come to the luncheon, they need to get in touch with my office no later than midday tomorrow, I'd say noon, Tuesday. Unfortunately, we can't really accommodate walk-ins at the time, so we do need to get all tickets and numbers in by tomorrow. So if you would like to come, please call me 548-4844.
ASAP.
Yes,
Okay.
starting 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning.
All right. Thank you. Next item, please.
I'm sorry, so there's
Oh,
no
do we need
motion?
a-
We don't
There is
need a
no
motion.
motion? No, there is no motion, and that was for report only, so.
Thank you
yes,
very much.
You're welcome. Next item, please.
At 3 is consideration and discussion of the 2010 Rosie Goes to Wall Street program, also known as Camp Rosie. And at 8 is a motion providing direction regarding this program.
Would you like to give a report, please, for everyone? Thank you.
Camp Rosie was inspired by the City of Santa Monica Commission on the Status of Women. They have a Rosie's Girls program, and our program here is a citywide collaborative program that seeks to introduce young girls and women to concepts of economic literacy and self-sufficiency. The program is named for the iconic Rosie the Riveter, and our Camp Rosie here in the City of Glendale is now in its 4th year. It was developed for young women and girls between the ages of 13 and 19 in order to empower them to make personal, educational, financial, and career choices from an expanded set of possibilities so they can achieve self-sufficiency, career satisfaction, and long-term financial security. Some of the logistical details for this year's Camp Rosie. For staffing, due to the positive feedback that we consistently receive about our Camp Rosie program director, staff has made sure to secure the same program director for this upcoming year. As it was last year, this year's Camp Rosie will be held in the City of Glendale's Parks, Recreation and Community Services Department's Pacific Community Edison Center, which is located at 501 South Pacific Avenue in Glendale. This location has been selected over the past 2 years not only because it has all the amenities to support the activities of the program, but it is also located in an area that serves Glendale's high-risk youth. As far as the dates and times go, Camp Rosie will be held in 2 3-week sessions. The first session will be held from July 6th to July 22nd, Monday through Thursday, from 12:30 to 5 p.m., and the second session will be held from July 26th to August 12th, Monday through Thursday, again with the same times, 12:30 to 5. Both sessions are open to girls from the City of Glendale, the Glendale Youth Alliance, and any programs that we may get referrals through. For the fiscal impact of Camp Rosie, the total cost of the program is anticipated to be approximately $26,600, and there is a line item detail for the estimated budget in Exhibit 1. Of the total budget, $24,300 will be paid for by grants and in-kind contributions that have been secured for 2010's Camp Rosie. But this does leave a balance of $2,300 that could be funded by leftover grant funds that the Commission currently has for Camp Rosie. This balance of $2,300 could decrease if there are any cost savings from additional strategies or donations that the Commission receives.
Thank you. I want to add to that report that Vice Chair Pillsbury, Ms. Baboumian, Kathy Palmetti, and Melina Sardar and I met concerning the Rosie program, and we tweaked it. We shortened the day. We started it later to give everybody an opportunity to kind of enjoy the summer, get things done in the morning, and then at 12:30 begin, and then stay a little bit longer in the afternoon. We also shortened it from Monday through Thursday instead of Monday through Friday, which we think will attract more young girls. We also added a dance or movement component. The girls love all the financial literacy and everything about the program, the self-defense, the safe dating, etc. But they also mentioned that they wanted to move a little bit more, to be able to get up. And so at Edison, there's a beautiful park, and so we're going to have, and of course the gym, which is fabulous. So we're going to add a dance component, and I've already spoken to people at the MCA, and they have a dance instructor there that's really interested in teaching the girls. So we hope that will be more attractive to them, too. I know it sounds like a great deal of fun to all of us that were at the meeting. So I wanted to add that information. Does anyone else have any questions, Commissioners? Vice Chair Pillsbury, do you have anything to add that you were at the meeting and that I've forgotten? Or
Well, I would like staff to tell the audience how, if you're interested or if you have a daughter or a niece or a neighbor, how a girl can get to come to this fabulous program. And it's free.
Yes. Vice Chair Pillsbury, the camp is free. Because some of the grants that we secured, a majority of the grants were funded through the Community Development Block Grant, the Commission does have an obligation to first serve Glendale residents primarily, and also Glendale residents who are of low-income households as defined by HUD, which is the federal government's guidelines. And so other than that, it is open. We do need to secure certain numbers first. Those who are interested can contact my office. If they want to come in to get an application, they can do so. And they can also go online to our website. They can get an application that way. It's a very simple. We've simplified the application this year. We've made it one page. So it's really easy to get in to us. They can fax it. They can email it. And give all those numbers. Would you like me to give all those numbers now?
do any of the other commissioners have questions or comments? No, why don't you go ahead and give that information then?
Our website is www.ci.glendale.ca.us/women. Our phone number is 818-548-4844. Our fax number is 818-547-6740. And they can also email women@ci.glendale.ca.us.
Thank you.
And we
So
can
we're,
al-
go ahead.
I'm so sorry. We can also answer any questions if people want more details about the camp, and also fill them in.
Right. So we encourage any of you out there that have daughters or granddaughters, nieces, and neighbors between the ages of 13 and 19 years of age. If you'd like to get them involved this summer, I know Glendale Unified may not have as many summer school programs and classes, and you may would like to get your young girls into a good environment. This is fabulous. It's free. So please give Christine a call. Class registration is open right now. We will be having an ad in the news press for publicity, but if you're watching out there now, please call. The time is now to get your girls involved in Camp Rosie. Thank you. And I want to thank the CDBG for the grant that they gave us. And it was very generous, and we appreciate it. And, of course, I reiterate that we are the only commission that has ever gotten a CDBG grant, and that's because this program is so good. And so I encourage you to please get your young girls involved in this program. Next item, please.
At 4 is consideration and discussion of Body and Sold event sponsorship request by Seroptimist International of Glendale, and at 8 is a motion providing direction regarding this request.
And before you do that, I'm going to recuse myself from this item, even though I don't have a fiscal impact with this. I want to avoid the appearance of bias, so I'm going to hand the gavel to Vice Chair Pillsbury.
Because you're a Seroptimist member?
Because, yes.
Excellent.
We have a report?
So a brief report. The Seroptimist International is an international volunteer organization for business and professional women who work to improve the lives of women and girls in local communities and throughout the world. And Seroptimist International of Glendale, which is also known as SIG, is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to basically improve the lives of women and girls not only in the city of Glendale, but throughout the entire world as well. They are supporting the Stop Trafficking campaign, which is led by the General Seroptimist International Group, and they are presenting a one-time performance called Body and Sold. This is a play by Deborah Lake Forston, and it's designed to increase awareness about human trafficking and the sexual exploitation of women and children. The staged reading will be held on Saturday, June 19, 2010 at the Glendale Community College's auditorium, and there will be an interactive panel discussion and a wine and cheese reception that will follow the performance. Tickets are available for $25 to this event. SIG has submitted a request to the Commission for sponsorship of this event. Funds are needed for production costs and facilities rentals. Currently, SIG's estimated budget for the event is $14,500. Sponsorships are available at the $1,500 and $250 levels. The various sponsorships have tickets that are attached to the event. So with the $1,000 sponsorship, you would get 6 tickets to the event and VIP seating. The event sponsorship would come with 4 tickets to the event and VIP seating, and the panel discussion sponsorship for $250 would come with 2 tickets to the event and VIP seating. All the sponsorships include signage on their website thanking the Commission, and also on the screen before and after the event. If the Commission decides to purchase a sponsorship to support SIG, it should be noted that acceptance and distribution of the tickets that come as part of the sponsorship package are subject to the Fair Political Practices regulations and the city's adopted policy, which is attached in the report. And staff respectfully recommends that the Commission provide direction regarding SIG's sponsorship request. And I would also like to note that Jill Lewis from Seroptimist is here to answer any questions that the Commission may have.
Is there anything Jill would like to add before we would you like to come up and tell us a little bit about, and tell the audience a little bit more about the play?
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Berry, for the opportunity to come and talk to you today. This play was originally presented in Philadelphia at a Seroptimus International of the Americas conference, just a couple of scenes. And several of our board members attended that conference and came back unbelievably moved about this play. The Glendale Seroptimus group was the first in the nation to put seed money toward the Stop Trafficking campaign. And we felt that after our board members came back and told the group about this wonderful play, that this would be the great way for us to finish up our work in the campaign by presenting this play. And it'll be the first West Coast production. It is a staged reading. It'll be enhanced with technical, audio, visual types of accoutrements, a little live music. Our director, Jim Holmes, is very, very creative. And I had the pleasure today of attending a theater classroom where they read the script. And I had read the script myself 3 times, but I have to tell you, hearing it read by others was a really, really moving experience. The play is based on stories of actual survivors. And a lot of, I think, people have a misconception about what human trafficking and sexual slavery really is. And a lot of them think, well, that doesn't happen in this country. The play is actually about American young men and women, 6 women and 2 young men. And I think also a lot of people don't understand the circumstances that it happens here. It could happen to our children or our neighbors' children, that for one reason or another they're coerced away into a life that they had no idea about. But also, it's estimated that there's currently 10,000 women and children being held underground in Los Angeles alone against their will. And that's a surprising, shocking, staggering statistic. So we're trying to increase awareness about what we can do as civilians and the precautions that maybe we can take to educate our young people and perhaps pass legislation in the future that will help to prevent this crime. So, of course, I would invite anyone here or anyone who hears this to purchase tickets and come and see the play. It's one performance only, and so it's a very unique opportunity to come and see, unfortunately, what happens, but what maybe perhaps we can do about it. The play will be immediately followed by the panel discussion. We have a member of CAST LA, which is a recovery agency in Los Angeles, and we also have a member of Homeland Security, which will be able to answer questions. And I think a couple of our actors are going to be on the panel discussion also to discuss their feelings about participating in a play of this kind. So I thank you for the opportunity. Any questions?
Does anybody have any questions? I have a question. Are you planning on videotaping the performance to use as an educational tool?
You know, it's a wonderful idea, but the play does not allow it to be video recorded for those kinds of purposes. We had even originally thought that wouldn't it be wonderful if we could do that and provide it on CDs for people that weren't able to see it, but that's just not part of the way that the process works with the playwright. So we're not able to carry that forward to other people in any kind of mass production or anything.
Okay, so I would like to open this to discussion among the commissioners, but I also want to give you a chance to tell the viewers how to get tickets and when it is and where they go and
Yes.
how you can use it.
Okay. Tickets can be purchased. I think I sent you 2 slides, and I think this is the first one. Tickets can be purchased online at the Seroptimus Glendale website, And that's at the bottom of your screen. So it's www.soroptimistglendale.org. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, how do you spell Soroptimist? Soroptimist. Soroptimist. And so you can get tickets that way. Also, you could log on to the website and just contact us. If you do not want to do online sales, then we will be happy to have you mail in a check for us.
Could we just spell Soroptimist
Did
again?
I get that wrong?
Yes.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
It's okay.
Okay. Soroptimist.
Thank you.
Okay. How embarrassing. But please log on to the website. Also, this Saturday, we're having auditions for parts. They'll be held at Glendale Community College in the auditorium, starting at 10 a.m., supposedly 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., but I have a feeling we might be there a little later. And I would encourage anyone who has an interest in this. It doesn't have to be someone who's already done performances or who is an acting student. These are real roles for real people. And so the actual audition flyer on the Soroptimist website explains some of the roles, but we're looking for young women and young men in the 20 to 30 age category, and for a man and 2 women in that other category, on the other side of 40. So it would be wonderful to see anyone and everyone who would like to show up and have an opportunity to audition.
Sounds like a lot of fun, in addition to being a good cause.
Yes.
So, have we supported plays? Have we done this kind of thing before?
To be quite honest, I'm not quite sure. I believe this is the first sponsorship request by Soroptimist International of Glendale, if I'm not mistaken. As far as plays go, I'm not quite sure. Chair Devine would like to inform the Commission that yes, we've done plays in the past. We have sponsored plays.
Great. This sounds like this is a very, very important issue, and it completely fits in with the mission of our organization, of the Commission. And I think that doing a sponsorship, at least at the $250 level, would be a good way for us to show our support. I'd like to hear from the other commissioners.
Well, I did briefly read the report. I must say that I'm not too familiar with your organization, and I apologize for that.
It's okay. Maybe you'll become more familiar with our organization.
Absolutely, and I hope that will be very soon. I concur with you, Vice Chair, regarding this being an important event, and that the play. May I ask something about the writer of the play, Deborah Lake Fortson? What do you know about her?
Well, Deborah actually conducted interviews with survivors and created this play, which is, I just learned, called a devised play. And that's when you take actual excerpts from people who were involved and you mix that with a story, to tell a story. And so this is a devised piece based on the actual interviews and then put into different locations. It actually takes place in 6 or 7 different cities. And these young people tell their story.
It's remarkable. And again, I concur, and I believe that we should become a sponsor.
Is anybody else?
I agree with sponsor and totally,
you.
commit to this.
We appreciate it. We really do.
And thoughts on the amount? $250, $500? What are people's thoughts, and how do we stand financially?
Financially speaking, setting aside the Jules luncheon, the expenses thus far, and the revenue coming in, we have approximately $40,000 for the, not including Camp Rosie, just our main program amounts, we have $40,000 approximately.
Approximately how many people are you expecting to attend?
Well, we're not really sure yet.
Yeah.
We're 6 weeks out right now.
Yeah.
But that auditorium holds 393 people, and we are going to try our hardest to fill every seat. It's a lot of seats, but we really want to get the message out, and I think that if the word can spread enough, if people, this is it's a human rights issue, and it's a heinous crime worldwide, and the fact that it's happening here, it's got to be stopped. And so we just want to get that word out to as many people as possible. So,
And what would the money go to? Say we give you $250, what would you spend it on?
well, right now we're looking at production costs, and so one of the things that's coming up right away is audio-visual technology that we're working on. It is a staged reading. However, as I think I might have mentioned, it's going to have a little bit of live music with it, but the director really felt that a lot of additional visual could be put in with imagery in the backdrop, and also with audio ability as well. And it really, I actually sit in on a session when they were discussing this, and it was fascinating to me, and I could almost picture it in my mind.
So this isn't a fundraiser, this is money to go to the production costs.
Right. Let me also explain one thing I think I forgot, and that is that any proceeds that are left at the end, 10% go back to the playwright to keep the play moving throughout the nation, and the rest of the proceeds, all 90%, will go to agencies such as CAST, who does recovery, so back into human trafficking efforts or local domestic violence. And that's what our club has talked about.
Vice Chair, I think we've decided that this commission will sponsor this event. I think the issue is how much is the sponsorship. Is that something that we can be able to discuss at a later date? Or is that something that needs to be done at this time?
The event is in June, and it's May.
Okay. So this is a decision that has to be made at this moment?
Yes, Commissioner
Okay.
Tushin, that if the commission would choose to support the project, the timing-wise, it would be appropriate to do it at this meeting.
So would anybody like to make a motion? Is anybody?
Well, I'd like to make a motion to be an event sponsor, which is the $500 limit.
I will probably second that, yeah.
This is a yes or no?
Yes,
Not a-
I will second 500.
And I agree that that would be a
Right.
good level for us to come in on. It's an important issue for the commission. So we have a motion, we have a second, we have unanimous approval.
Just for clarification, Vice Chair Pillsbury, we should do roll call.
Oh, okay.
Only because we don't have all members of the commission.
Okay.
So, Commissioner Garcevanyan? Here.
Yes.
Yes. Vice Chair Pillsbury?
Yes.
Commissioner Tashchin?
Yes.
Commissioner, I'm sorry, that's it.
Okay, so we would be delighted to sponsor you at the $500 level. Do we need to discuss what happens to those tickets, the 4 tickets? Is that part of?
If I may, Madam Vice Chair, just what Ms. Babunian explained earlier was that the city has a policy with respect to the distribution of tickets or passes. We're required to have that policy under state law. And so under the policy, the city manager is the person authorized to distribute those tickets in accordance with the policy. So essentially, the tickets will come into the city, and the city manager will distribute them in accordance to the policy, which is basically he can distribute them for public purpose and to people who would have an interest in that. So essentially, it's going to be now within the city manager's office control to distribute those tickets.
That's great.
Okay?
That makes it easier.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I want to thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
really, really appreciate your support, and I hope that if you're free that day, that you can buy a ticket and be there too.
I wish I
I think
could.
we're all kind of working in the same area for causes, and we really believe in this one. So thank you very much on behalf of Seroptimist International of Glendale.
Welcome, thank you. And Commissioner Chair Devine is heading back.
Thank you. Good job, Vice Chair Pillsbury. Next item, please.
5 business agenda, beat reports for information only is an update on Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Give us a report on that one.
Certainly. Chair Devine, members of the Commission, at the last meeting, the Commission received an update regarding Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and this report includes final details about all the activities that were a part of SAM. For Denim Day this year, which was on Wednesday, April 21st, approximately 350 City of Glendale employees participated in Denim Day, and this helped raise over $1,700. All of this money will be donated to Peace Over Violence. Just to put this in perspective, this year's contribution represents more than 50% of all the donations that the Commission has ever made to Peace Over Violence. I'd just like to thank city employees and the EHRC, which is an organization within the City of Glendale. They really helped within their own departments increase participation, so thank you to all of them. For self-defense, we had 2 sessions on Tuesday, April 13th and Wednesday, April 21st. We were able to have these sessions thanks to generous donation made by Vision Communications Company. And between the 2 sessions, there were approximately 120 women and girls who participated, which is wonderful. For the Take Back the Night rally in March, staff worked with the YWCA to organize this, which was on Thursday, April 29th. The event began at the YWCA Glendale. We had members from the City Council there, as well as our own commission. Dr. Maria Rochart, who is a former commissioner from the Commission on the Status of Women, shared her survivor story, and this was followed by a panel discussion which included representatives from the Glendale Police Department and Peace Over Violence regarding sexual assault prevention. After the panel discussion, the group marched to Perkins Plaza at the Glendale Civic Center for an interactive self-defense component, which was led by Armando Sanchez, who teaches self-defense at Glendale Community College. After the self-defense demonstration, the march proceeded back to the YWCA for the Clothesline Project reception. I'd just like to note that the self-defense instructor did generously donate his time for the event, and the only cost that was incurred was an $80 fee for the setup of the speakers and microphone for the instructor. That
Very
concludes my
good.
report.
Do any of the commissioners have comments on this event? Vice Chair Pillsbury?
I would just like to note that if 350 Glendale city employees participated, this is a good way to start being volunteers, because all they had to do was wear denim and donate, so we all can be part of our Year of the Volunteer.
I'd like to make a comment.
Mr. Tostian?
Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
This was my first Take Back the Night rally, and it won't be my last. I thought it was a very enjoyable evening. I learned a lot, and I had fun also. And I heard some very moving stories. Dr. Rochart's personal story about her experiences with sexual abuse and domestic violence was very emotional and very moving, and also a very learning experience for me. However, I was a bit disappointed by the turnout. I think that there should have been a lot more individuals there protesting. It's important, I believe, next year that we get a better turnout. And again, I encourage those. I know we're looking at about a year away from now. However, I think it's important that the community go out in force on this issue, on any issues dealing with domestic violence and sexual awareness. Thank you.
I have no comment.
Okay, I'd like to, well, congratulations to Ms. Baboumian, because she's our city representative, and to have such a great participation in Denim Day is fantastic. So thank you, Ms. Baboumian, for that. The turnout at the police conference room for the self-defense classes was amazing. We had young girls ages 9 all the way up to women 80, 70, 60, and all of them learning how to protect themselves and be prepared for the worst case scenario. So I want to thank Nelson Neo for providing us with 2 great classes, and also I want to thank Senator Carol Liu's office and her staff, because they were very instrumental, I think, in getting that many women and young girls to the classes. To have 120, that was phenomenal. It was absolutely amazing. So that part of the Sexual Assault Awareness Month, I think, was fantastic. And I agree with Commissioner Tostian that, yes, we'd love to have 500, 1,000 people on that march. And maybe one day we'll get that many. We can always hope. And because it is an important issue, and the more people that know about it, that are aware of it, and are prepared for it, the better this community will be. If no other comments, I don't think we need a motion for the $80, do we? So we'll just take, thank you for that, and next item.
At 6 is commission and staff comments.
Okay, shall we start with Ms. Donnelly, ex officio Donnellian? Any comments?
Sure. Well, obviously, like, April was a busy month with all the awareness going on. So I know last week I had a great opportunity to join Chair Devine at Path to Achieve. And what we did there is we served food. And it wasn't just serving food, but having to see the families and how they were enjoying it. And they were just very happy there, I guess, and it just made me feel like to be a part of that family was nice, I guess. So it was a great experience. Also, I'd like to thank everyone at Glendale Community College, because I went to several classes and I told them about Denim Day, and I passed out the pins, and everyone was really excited about it. All the women courses, I know I took a women history class, so I know the teachers there were very excited, and just it was nice seeing everyone wear their denim and pins, so it was good. Also, the self-defense class that I attended on Tuesday, I could say it was a very insightful class. It taught us a lot, and I'm hoping actually to take more classes. So it was a good experience. I thank the commission that they sponsored such an event as that. Thank you.
Commissioner Garzabanian?
I would like to thank everybody who helped us with the event for the fundraising on Thursday. It's on. And I hope to see a lot of people there.
Vice Chair Pillsbury?
I wanted to thank the League of Women Voters for coming and telling us all about their work. It's a reminder to all of us to get more involved politically, and a reminder that we can have civil discourse, that with all the tension and divisiveness around politics, it still is possible for people who differ to discuss these things that are so important to all of us. I also wanted to comment that Chair Devine and I attended a class at Glendale Community College this month where we spoke to the students about the Commission's work and about how things have changed for women in the community over the past 30, 40, 50 years. And it was a great experience to talk to Professor Jessica Galuli's class. I'm looking forward to all of you coming to the luncheon on Thursday. And as was mentioned, if you can't come and would like to donate towards our activities, we would be happy to accept your donations. And thank you very much.
Mr. Tostian?
Yes, thank you. I also like to thank the League of Women Voters for being here. Please, I think our next election is June the 8th, so go out and vote. I'd also like to thank I'm going to say SIG. It sounds easier to say SIG for you being here. And I think I believe it's June the 19th is that Body and Soul play. Okay, great. The tickets are $25. Please attend. And I hope to see a great many people this Thursday at our luncheon. Thank you.
Staff, comments?
I would just like to inform the commissioners that we received an invitation from Elizabeth Sadlin from Girls on the Run, and she would like to welcome the commissioners to any of the final practices for Girls on the Run. This is the organization that the commission sponsored and had in South Glendale this past spring. Some of the dates of the practices are Wednesday, May 12th, and Monday, May 17th. And there's also a final celebration on Wednesday, May 19th, and this gathering will be from 2:30 to 3:45. The girls who are part of the program will welcome you, if you choose to attend, give you a special spirit award, and will be able to observe the girls in actions and learn about their community service project and celebrate their big 5K accomplishment. And this big culminating 5K that they do at the end of the season will be this Sunday, May 16th, at the Santa Monica Classic. And any commissioners who are interested in attending any of these events, please email me, contact me, and I will send you further details. Thank you.
Thank you. A couple of events that I went to and participated in. First of all, the Glendale Healthy Kids, as you know, where they've been here to our meetings, Camille Levy as a volunteer organization. And they had a health fair at Pacific Edison Elementary School, and it was fantastic. It was on a Saturday. They had, the Lions Club was there doing hearing tests. They had the dentist there, all sorts of, the Girls on the Run were there, and other organizations. But the important thing was there were 3 cases of childhood or early glaucoma diagnosed. And if ever there is a way of judging success, that would be it. Whether you have 3 people there or 300 people, to be able to take children to a health fair and have something like this diagnosed on the spot, I think is absolutely amazing. So those of you that want to volunteer or want to get involved in the community, Glendale Healthy Kids is a fabulous way of doing it. And don't forget that their Taste of Glendale is Wednesday night, and you can still get tickets for that. You can actually go to the Alex Theater at 5:30 on Wednesday evening, and the tickets, I think, are $25, and you can taste over almost 50 restaurants. I attended the genocide commemoration at the Alex. It was amazing. They had actors doing very similar to what Body and Soul is going to be doing, actual experiences, and it was very moving. One of the best, I think, commemorations that they've ever had. So I want to congratulate the city, the mayor, and the Arts and Culture Commission for that. Also attended the Armenian Festival over at the Civic Auditorium, and the Armenian Relief Society women do a wonderful job with that. It was so much fun and good food and dance and music, and it was amazing. So congratulations to them. I also want to thank Professor Galuli for inviting us to her class. I was most impressed with how many of her students are volunteers in all sorts of different organizations and nonprofits. It was really good to see, because when you think of college students, all you think of is that they go to school and then they go home and that's it. But there were a lot of her students that were involved in volunteering in their communities, and I thought that was very impressive. So it was very nice to be there, and it put me back in the classroom again, and I haven't been there for 10 years, so that was kind of fun. But last but not least, I hope to see all of you at the luncheon on Thursday. Don't forget to bring your cans and bring your checkbook, and we'll have a good time, and you will be moved and inspired by the women that we honor. And please don't forget that the joy in living is in the joy of giving. And with that, do I have a motion for adjournment?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
This meeting is adjourned at 7:32.